Question 1. An application is installed and configured locally on a workstation, but saves all files to a different workstation on the network. Which of the following best describes this configuration? A. Network-based. B. Client/server. C. Application streaming. D. Peer-to-peer. Correct answer. B. Client-server. A client/server configuration describes a setup where one device, the client, requests services or resources from another device, the server. In this scenario, the application is installed and runs on the client workstation, but stores files on a separate server workstation within the network. This means the client handles the application's processing, while the server is responsible for managing file storage. Question 2. If a device in Windows fails after a driver update, where can the driver be restored to its previous version? A. Device Manager. B. Windows Update menu. C. Programs and Features menu. D. Task Manager. Correct answer A. Device Manager. Device Manager is a built-in tool in Windows that allows users to manage hardware devices and their drivers. If a device fails after a driver update, users can restore the previous driver version by accessing the Driver tab in the device's properties within Device Manager. This action helps undo potentially problematic updates, ensuring the device functions properly again. Question 3. Which Apple software utility allows for the installation of an alternative OS in a multi-boot environment? A. Boot Camp. B. VirtualBox. C. Hyper-V. D. VMware Player. Correct answer. A. Boot Camp. Boot Camp is an Apple software utility that allows users to create a multi-boot environment on macOS systems. It provides the ability to install and run alternative operating systems, such as Windows, on Mac hardware by partitioning the hard drive and enabling seamless switching between macOS and the other OS. Question 4. In the system configuration, Utility, which tab contains a list of background applications that can be enabled or disabled during system startup. A. Boot. B. Applications. C. Services. D. General. Correct answer. C. Services. In the System Configuration utility, also known as emsconfig, the Services tab displays a list of background services that can be enabled or disabled. These services are essential processes running in the background, and users can toggle their status to troubleshoot or optimize system performance. Question 5. Which operating system uses the web browser named Edge, replacing the older browser software? A. Windows 7. B. Windows 8. C. Windows 8.1. D. Windows 10. Correct answer D. Windows 10. Microsoft Edge is a web browser introduced with Windows 10 that replaced Internet Explorer as the default browser. It offers faster performance, better security, and new features such as integration with Cortana and support for modern web standards. Question 6. What is the minimum amount of RAM required to install a 64-bit version of Windows 8? A. 1 GB. B. 2 GB. C. 4 GB. D. 8 GB. Correct answer. B. 2 GB. The minimum amount of RAM required to install a 64-bit version of Windows 8 is 2 GB. This is specified by Microsoft as the minimum system requirement for the 64-bit version of the operating system. For a 32-bit version of Windows 8, the minimum RAM requirement is 1 GB. Question 7. Which tool should you use if there are corrupt clusters on your disk? A. Disk management. B. CHKDSK. C. DiskPart. D. SFC. Correct answer. B. CHKDSK. CHKDSK, check disk, is a built-in Windows utility used to scan and repair file system errors, including corrupt clusters on a disk. It checks the disk for bad sectors, file system errors, and physical issues, and attempts to fix them. Question 8. A technician notices a workstation is connecting to an IP address on the network and wants to determine the machine name that corresponds to that IP address. Which command should the technician use? A. gpresult. B. ipconfig. C. enslookup. D. netuser. Correct answer. C. enslookup. The enslookup command is used to query DNS domain name system to resolve an IP address into a host name or vice versa. This allows the technician to determine the machine name, host name, associated with a given IP address on the network. Question 9. What method can you use to start a program that doesn't have a shortcut on the desktop or in the program's submenu? A. Typing CMD in the start box, followed by the program name. B. Typing the program name in the start box. C. Using the run command and typing the name of the program. D. Using the shutdown command. Correct answer? B. Typing the program name in the start box. In Windows, if a program doesn't have a shortcut on the desktop or in the program's menu, you can still quickly open it by typing the program's name in the Start menu's search box. As you type, the search feature will automatically display a list of installed programs, and you can launch the desired program by clicking on its name in the results. Question 10. What is the maximum file name length in Windows? A. 255 characters. B. 64 characters. C. 32 characters. D. 8 characters. Correct answer. A. 255 characters. In Windows, the maximum length for a file name, including the file name and extension, but not the full file path, is 255 characters. This limit applies to files stored on NTFS and FAT32 file systems. Question 11. Which tab in the msconfig utility in Windows lists options for startup configuration modes? A. Services. B. Boot. C. General. D. Startup. Correct answer. C. General. msconfig is a system configuration tool in Windows used for troubleshooting and adjusting startup settings. The General tab in msconfig offers options for selecting the startup mode. These include Normal Startup, loads all system services and startup programs. Diagnostic Startup, loads only the essential services to help with troubleshooting. Selective Startup, allows users to pick which services or startup items to load for more customization. Question 12. A user is trying to install a large .dmg file on a Windows computer but receives an error message. What is likely causing the issue? A. Small hard drive. B. Insufficient RAM. C. OS compatibility. D. Folder permissions. Correct answer. C. OS compatibility. DMG files are disk image files primarily used on Mac OS. Windows computers cannot natively open or install DMG files because they are not compatible with the Windows operating system. To resolve this issue, the user would need to convert the DMG file to a format compatible with Windows or use specialized third-party software to access its contents. Question 13. When a program in Windows stops responding or encounters an error, logs detailing the issue can be reviewed using. Question 13. When a program in Windows stops responding or encounters an error, logs detailing the issue can be reviewed using. Correct answer. A. Event Viewer. Event Viewer is a Windows utility used to review logs and diagnose issues when a program stops responding or encounters errors. It records application, system, and security-related events, which can help users identify the root cause of a problem. Question 14. A technician is updating a Windows computer to the latest OS version. The customer wants to keep their settings and installed programs. Which installation type should the technician use to meet these requirements? A. In place. B. Unattended. C. Clean. D. Repair. Correct answer. A. In place. An in-place upgrade updates the operating system while preserving the customer's settings, installed programs, and personal files. It ensures a seamless transition to the latest OS version without the need for reconfiguring or reinstalling applications. Question 15. Which tab in the System Configuration utility in Windows includes the Diagnostic Startup option? A. Tools. B. General. C. Services. D. Startup. Correct answer. B. General. General is a tab in the System Configuration utility in Windows that provides options for selecting the startup mode. It includes Normal Startup, loads all system services and startup programs. Diagnostic Startup, loads only essential services and drivers to help with troubleshooting. Selective Startup allows users to choose specific services and startup items to enable or disable, offering more control over system boot behavior. Question 16. What is located on the far right side of the taskbar? A. Notification area. B. Quick Launch. C. Shutdown options. D. Start menu. Correct answer. A. Notification area. The notification area, also known as the system tray, is located on the far right side of the taskbar in Windows. It displays icons for system notifications, background apps, network status, volume control, and the clock, among other system features. Question 17. Which process restores a drive to a condition close to new by writing zeros to all locations on the disk? A. Degaussing. B. Disk cloning. C. Low-level format. D. Standard format. Correct answer. C. Low-level format. Low-level format is a process that restores a drive to a condition close to new by writing zeros to all locations on the disk. It erases all existing data at the physical level, preparing the drive for use by defining sectors and tracks, ensuring a completely clean slate for new data storage. Question 18. What type of resources can be configured in Device Manager? A. Applications. B. Files and folders. C. Hardware. D. Memory. Correct answer. C. Hardware. Device Manager is a tool in Windows that enables system administrators and users to manage the computer's hardware resources. It offers a central location to view and configure devices like network adapters, storage devices, printers, and display adapters. By using this tool, users can verify that their hardware is functioning properly. Question 19. In Linux, which command can be used to end a process? A. End task. B. Kill. C. Kill task. D. Terminate. Correct answer. B. Kill. In Linux, the kill command is used to terminate processes. It sends a specified signal to the process, with the default signal being sigterum, which requests the process to gracefully stop. If the process doesn't terminate, stronger signals such as sigkill can be used to forcefully stop it. Question 20. Which program, running on top of the OS, allows users to issue commands through a set of menus or another graphical interface? A. Desktop. B. Shell. C. Source. D. Taskbar. Correct answer. B. Shell. Shell is a program running on top of the OS that allows users to issue commands through a set of menus or another graphical interface. It acts as an interface between the user and the operating system, enabling interaction through either a command line interface, CLI, or a graphical user interface, GUI. How many questions did you get right? Leave a comment below. Thank you for watching.